Hello sir, I will begin my demonstration first by the PHP lab exercise. So in this exercise, first we have to write a PHP program to write 100 integers into a text file. So as you can see here, this is my text file which is currently empty. Now we will write a PHP code to write 100 integers into this text file. The code for the same is this one, the highlighted portion. So now let's see the demonstration of the same. I'll go to my local host. I'll run this first script. So the script is successfully run, and now let's see what happened in my text file. So as you can see in the text file, 100 integers are written. These integers are in the range 0 to 9, that is a single digit number. Now in the second question, what we have to do is we have to read 10 numbers at a time, and then we have to print which number occur odd number of times. So for that we have constructed a frequency array. In the frequency array we are storing the count of the number of times each number is occurring, and then we are checking by traversing the whole array that which number is occurring odd number of times. So I have uncommented the code for that, and the code for that you can see over here. So now I'll save this file, and I'll run this script, and you can see that these are my numbers which have occurred odd number of times. So the second question states that we have to populate an array using 10 names, and then write a PHP program which takes name as an input from the user, and then check if that particular name exists in the array or not. So now let's see what the second for the second question. For the second question, sorry. For the second question, this is my file. Here I will enter the name, and then I will check whether it is present in the array or not. So let's first see what is there in the array. So as you can see, this is the array of 10 names, and these names are present in the array. So now as we can see over here that my name, that is Gunjan, it is present in the array. So ideally the script should return me true when I type Gunjan over here. So let's see what does it returns. I type Gunjan over here, and the result which we get is that name is present in the array. Now let's try to input some name which is not present in the array. So as you can see here that the name Patrick is not present in the array. So now let's try to give it as an input and check if our program works fine. I'll give this name as an input, and then it tells me that the name is not present in the array. So this program is working perfectly fine. Now let's see what the second assignment is. So the second assignment is the JavaScript exercise. So in this exercise we have to write a JavaScript function which tells us that whether a number is perfect or not. So the code for file for that is this one. So it tells me to enter a number. So suppose I enter a number, let's say 21. So it gives me the result that it is not a perfect number, which is in accordance with the result as it says that the first perfect number is 6, and then which is followed by 28, 496 and 8128. So let's check one among these numbers. Suppose I give the input as 8128. If I give the input as 8128, it says me that it is a perfect number, which shows that the script is working perfectly fine. Suppose I give the number as 6, it again shows me that it is a perfect number, which shows that the script is working perfectly fine. The next question is that we have to write a JavaScript function that accepts a number as a parameter, and then we have to check whether the number is prime or not. So let's see for that. So the file for this is this one. Now we all know that 9 is not a prime number, so let's check for 9. It says that it is not a prime number, and let's again reload it. We all know that 19 is not a prime number. 19 is a prime number, so now let's check for 19. For 19 it should return that it is a prime number, which shows that it's perfectly fine. Let's check for 21. 21, as we know that it is not a prime number, so the script shows that it is not a prime number, which shows that it's again working perfectly fine. The third question is we have to write a JavaScript function that accepts a string as a parameter and find the longest word within that string. So now let's see for that. This is the file. I will input a sentence over here. Suppose I am inputting the sentence like my name is Gunjan. So as you can see here that the largest word is Gunjan. Now let's check if my script returns the correct result. The script result returns the correct result. Longest word is Gunjan and length of word is 6. Suppose I am giving input as internet and web programming. So here it says that programming is the longest word with length of word as 11, and we can see that programming is the longest word present in the sentence. So the fourth question, it says that we have to write a JavaScript function that accepts a string as a parameter and converts the first letter of each word of the string in the uppercase. So let's see the working for that. So here I will input a string with lowercase letter. So let's say I am inputting the string like I am a human. So as you can see that each word of the string, its first letter is converted to uppercase. Suppose I input another string like IWP is my favorite subject. So you can see that each word has its first letter capitalized in the resultant string. Now let's see the demonstration for JavaScript validation. So in JavaScript validation, the question given to us is that we have to design a registration web page for an insurance company. The form must contain a minimum of 10 fields, and then we have to validate the name, email, and mobile number. So let's see using JavaScript validation over here. This is my file and this is my home page of the insurance company. I go to the sign up form and there are about 10 fields over here. So now I start entering my first name. Suppose let's for now keep the first name as blank. Suppose put the last name, put some father's name over here, and now let's try to give some invalid email ID. Suppose I'm giving email ID as ASBCXYZ. You can see that there is no ampersand sign and no domain name in the email ID, so it should return me an error. And let's give a password as ABC123. Let's give the same password over here, ABC123. Let's give a random mobile number. Let's give a random address. Let's give a random date of birth over here. Type a random query and then type submit. So it says me that as expected, please include ampersand sign in the email ID. So now let's see, if we only include ampersand sign, then it again prompts that please include the part following ampersand. So we need a domain name also. Suppose I'm saying over at gmail.com. So now email ID is correct, but because my first name is blank, it tells me please enter the first name. So let's enter the first name. Again, first name is validated, but because my password length is less than 10, it prompts me that minimum password length should be 10. You can see here that it's prompting minimum password length should be 10. So let's make it 10. I'm suppose entering the password ABCXYZ123456. Let's copy the same password over here, ABCXYZ1234. Let's try to submit. The form was successfully submitted after all validation and the new form is reloaded. So this is how data validation is done using JavaScript. So that's all. That completes my demo. Thank you very much.